I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is a regular meeting of the Baldwin Park Planning Commission for November 13th, 2019. Commissioner Garrido, will you please lead us in the flag salute?
Stand. Face the flag. Place your heart. Please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Chair Pro Tem, before I start, I'd like to acknowledge the vacancy of one seat on the dais. Christopher Sands,
Present.
Edwin Borges, Edith Flores,
Present.
Christopher Garrido,
present.
Do I have a motion to excuse Commissioner Borges?
Motion to excuse Borges.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. I now declare oral communications open. Anyone wishing to address the Commission on anything other than the items listed on the agenda may speak at this time. Please state your name and restrict your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing no further interest, I now declare oral communications closed. Moving on to consent calendar. Item number 1, action minutes from October 23rd, 2019. Do I have a motion to approve?
I motion to approve.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Moving on to set matters public hearing. First case, a request for consideration of a recommendation of approval to the City Council regarding Development Agreement 1902 to permit a proposed cannabis cultivation and manufacturing facility within IC Industrial Commercial Zone pursuant to Ordinance 1408, location 15440, 15442, and 15444 Arrow Highway. Applicant A La Carte LLC, case number DA 19-02. Mr. Ron Garcia.
Thank you, Pro Tem, members of the Commission. As you mentioned before, you is a recommendation of approval to the City Council for a development agreement. And before I move on, I'd like to apologize. The staff report that was provided to you indicated development agreement 1902. It should have read 1903, just for the record. Again, between the City of Baldwin Park and A La Carte LLC to permit cannabis cultivation, manufacturing at the addresses that were indicated within the IC industrial zone. The applicant is proposing, again, to cultivate and manufacture cannabis products. The addresses are individual commercial spaces within a larger commercial building. The proposed location is within an industrial zone and is a greater distance of 600 feet from a school, child care facility, youth center, park, and is a distance greater than 50 feet from a residential zone. Again, this is just an aerial view of the proposed site. The building in question is the building at the center here. So there's 3 tenant spaces. Those spaces include 3 individual tenant spaces here. And again, you have existing commercial buildings that surround it. Again, you have Arrow Highway here and then the side street here. And again, this is just a floor plan of that building. And again, you have the tenant spaces 1, 2, and 3 here. Again, the applicant is proposing to use 5,500 square feet of the existing floor area of the building. The existing building is divided again into 3 spaces. The interior will undergo tenant improvements to modify the space for the purposes of cultivating cannabis and manufacturing cannabis products according to the applicant's business plan. They also plan to complete TI within 2 phases. The first phase would be to improve 2/3 of the building to be used for cultivation, and then phase 2 would be to improve the remaining 1/3 of the the building for manufacturing. Improvements will include a lighting system, water recycling system, odor control and ventilation system, and also security equipment. There will be no outside signage allowed. There will be no public visitation, as this business will not be open to the public. Lastly, the applicant included a statement in the application that states all safety requirements will be incorporated into the tenant improvement plans. In conclusion, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt the resolution PC 1919, recommending to the City Council adopt the ordinance 1445 and approve the development agreement 19-03. That concludes staff's presentation. The applicant is present for any further questions.
So before we continue, I just want to make correct the record that we are speaking. The public hearing will be on Development Agreement 1903, not 1902. Commissioners, any questions of staff?
I have a quick question. You mentioned there's a daycare center. Isn't that surrounding that building, or was it 50 feet away? 50 feet away, right?
It's within the...
Okay. Thank you.
This time I'm going to open the public hearing. If there's anyone wishing to speak in favor of this matter, please come up, and please state your name. You have 3 minutes.
I have one question. It was mentioned, it's just cultivation and distributing out from there. It's not like an actual dispensary where you guys are also selling marijuana?
Point of clarification, Commissioner. You understand that you will not have a distribution license, that it's only a cultivation and manufacturing? Correct.
Thank you. At this time, if there's anyone in the audience wishing to speak against this matter, please come up. You have 3 minutes. State your name. Seeing no further interest, I now declare the public hearing closed. Commissioners, any questions? At this time, do we have a motion to adopt Resolution PC 1919 to recommend to City Council to adopt Ordinance 1445 and approve DA 1903?
Motion.
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Thank you. At this time, we're going to move on to item number 3, a request for consideration for a new warehouse facility and 2 warehouse facilities located within existing buildings in the industrial zone pursuant to table 153.050.020 in the city's municipal code. Location 5060 Gayhurst Avenue, 5038 Gayhurst Avenue and 5051 Calmview Avenue. Applicant Steve Perez, case number CP 889. Ron Garcia.
Perfect, thank you. The reason this entitlement is before you, as indicated in the staff report, this item was previously approved, not sure if you guys were still on the commission, but this item was previously approved by the Planning Commission back in August of 2016, and the entitlements expired 6 months from the date of the approval. So that's why the case is before you again. They're proposing the exact same project as previously proposed in 2016. The general plan land use designation of the subject property is general industrial, and the subject site is zone industrial. The sites in question are located between Arrow Highway and Nubia Street on Gayhurst Avenue and Calmview Avenue. Additionally, the company also has an existing off-street parking facility with 28 parking stalls located on Gayhurst. And again, this is a general vicinity here. You have Arrow Highway, Calmview, and Gayhurst. And then this is the subject site area. The applicant is proposing a new 7,999 square foot warehouse, which will be constructed on a little over 11,000 square foot lot. The applicant manufactures candies and chocolates for national credit retailers. The existing two-story warehouses are located facing Calmview and Gayhurst. Overall, this property contains approximately 33,500 square feet of land area, and the warehouse and storage areas encompass approximately 28,000 square feet of floor area. On the area of the property which faces Calmview Avenue, it's located where the facility, which is about 3,300 square feet, approximately 90% of the total overall building space is devoted to storage and manufactured candies. And again, just to go over, this is just a overview of the proposed sites. Again, you have a building that faces Calmview, which is here, which is a larger building, and then you have the existing manufacturing building, which is roughly about 3,300 square feet. This is the parking lot that I had indicated that has 28 spaces that is used for employees of the facilities. And again, you have an existing warehouse facility. So essentially what's being proposed is essentially a mirror image of what's existing already, which is off of Gayhurst. Again, this is the proposed building, warehouse, and then there's a warehouse along the elevation here, and here's the proposed parking. Again, it's a first and second story. These are elevations. The elevations of the building with respect to building articulation will match to complement the existing warehouse buildings that the current operator has. So with the location of the subject site being adjacent to industrial designated zones, conditions of approval have been included to address any adverse impacts should this use have any impacts on adjacent properties. Staff believes that there will not be any impacts to the surrounding area as a result of this expansion of the new warehouse. This concludes staff's presentation. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt the resolution PC 1920. The architect and the owner of the factory is available for any further questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions of staff by the commission? So this time I'm going to open the public hearing. If there's anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor of this matter, please come up, state your name. Please limit your time to 3 minutes. Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to speak against the matter? Seeing no further interest, I now declare the public hearing closed. Commissioners, any additional questions? Perfect. Do I have a motion to adopt Resolution PC 1920, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City?
I'll go ahead and motion to approve.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
Point of clarifications, Mr. President, the motion also include adopting the findings of fact and approving the conditional use permit for the new warehouse facility and the facilities within the existing buildings pursuant to Table 153.050.020.
That's
Thank you.
correct. Going to move on to item number 4, a request for a recommendation of approval to the City Council to adopt Ordinance 1446 regarding zoning code amendment number AZC 19-02, an amendment to the City of Baldwin Park zoning code, Chapter 153, tables 153.050.020, 153.070.020, 153.150.040, and amendment to the Downtown TOD specific plan, Chapter 4, Table 4-1, ASP 19-02 relating to acupuncture establishments.
Thank you, Commissioner. Essentially, what we're asking here, staff is asking that the Planning Commission postpone the meeting to a date uncertain to allow staff, again, as mentioned, we're on reduced staff levels right now. It essentially would allow us to prepare the code amendment for you to review.
Also, a point of information on this one, fellow commissioners. There is a lawsuit related to this case, and so that's why we want to be extra careful in what we're doing with this. So we do need a little extra time to bring back to the commission an amendment that would allow acupuncture and acupressure establishments in the TOD specific plan. A date uncertain, excuse me.
Perfect. At this point, I am going to open the public hearing. Is there anybody wishing to speak on this matter?
We're not going to conduct it, we're going to open and continue it. Date uncertain.
At this time, I'm going to continue this public hearing to a date uncertain. Do I have a motion?
Go and motion it.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0 to continue this to a date uncertain. Moving on to reports of officers.
I just wanted to let fellow commissioners know that the next, we're not scheduled to have a planning commission meeting on November 27th. The next planning commission meeting is scheduled for December 4th.
Perfect. Thank you. Any communication from the commission? Perfect. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Viva Baldwin Park.
Viva Baldwin Park.